Ah,
Hello, everybody. This is Just in Case of Americans Talking, joining our friend and media personality, Jerry Maldonado, back for another installment of Meatball Perspectives and Proverbs. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to Americans Talking.
hey man, I'm making some funny hand moves. I'm sorry. Just hello. I don't know where this
Well,
came from. I
it's the
just woken
Italian
up.
in you. It's the Italian in you. You know you have trouble talking without moving your hands.
Yeah, no, yeah, I learned that today from mom, yelling at the Italian pastry that I bought that wasn't good enough. But that's
Well,
okay because I tried. I said, "Here you go, mom." Oh, this sucks. Okay, very well. Have a nice day. But I tried. Good for you.
well, to be honest, Jerry, there's no Italian pastry good enough for your mom.
No, no, she's
So,
just cranky, man. Right? But it's okay. A, it's forever, like we were talking on the pre-show. Give it all or give nothing. That's a good thing to remember. Give your
well,
all or don't give it all.
we've got to give our all. We
Yes,
have to give our all.
and you bring up a great point with that. Go ahead, finish up your
Well,
little start there. Rock and roll, man.
I'm excited. You want to do Dancing with Destiny, and Jerry, that's a good topic. So, what's happening with Dancing with Destiny?
Well, it's National Optimist Day for all you pessimists out there. Maybe it's time to go to the dark side, man. It's time. It's time to really take it. And a synonym that you and I like, we like the word visionary. I love that. Optimists is people who believe in a positive outcome, even when things seem hopeless. Honestly, every feeling that you and I have is a practiced effort. And it's amazing how when our parents told us if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. I learned that real quick, and that's helped me tremendously because to me, it helped me anchor in that optimistic person that I am. But a lot of people say, yeah, well, I'm an optimist, but a lot of stuff keeps hitting the fan. I'm like, are you an optimist or are you just like a part-time optimist? You have to give it all. And I get a lot of slack from that. And people are like, oh, you can't be it 100% of the time. No, no, indeed not. But it's also a chosen and practiced feeling that you have to be every day. A visionary is something that you can see ahead. To me, that's an amazing mental power tool that we have to use that to move forth in our life with whatever we truly want and desire. Being an optimist just anchors the feelings. And you and I talk about this constantly. And it's so imperative that people get it, that you feel the outcome before the outcome. This is what all the elites do, all the very successful and the athletes. They follow through with this practicing effort, mind you, because every feeling is practiced and it's anchored by experiences. When you keep doing that, when you keep practicing the same feeling of optimism, that visionary feeling, knowing that things are getting better in your life, and you're telling that every day, you're amplifying it every day, and you're being that, acting accordingly, life is going to show you more of that. What's your take?
Well, I agree with you, Jerry. And you talk about experiences. That's part of our foundation. That's what we're working
Hmm.
with. It's really our greatest asset. Most people consider me a narcissist as opposed to an optimist, but I believe in myself. I need to believe in myself when I get going in the morning.
Who the hell said that?
Who did that? Yeah,
you,
how
you are
dare
you,
they?
you are the most optimistic soul I've ever met. I mean, go ahead. You gave me a chance, many moons ago. And here I am, this struggling writer, and you had this. You said, "Jerry, you got something." You know what I mean? And so whoever told you that, throw a meatball at a man.
Throw me. No, they're not going to get one of my meatballs.
Go ahead. I let you finish. Go ahead.
Well, it's you're exactly right. Our use of vision moving forward, state that again, vision's moving forward. We need to see where we're headed. We need to pay
Hmm.
attention. We need to optimize what we're being told. The clues are there for everybody. The good
Oh yes.
clues, the bad clues, they're there. You just
Oh
have to
yeah.
recognize them.
Yeah.
Now, my cat really likes this episode. He's up on my lap and got his nose pressed to the screen.
Oh, he's doing a
So,
nosy. He's being
yep,
nosy. Pardon the pun.
yep, he is.
the
But
cat. The cat is being nosy. Go ahead, man. Finish up.
but that Dancing with Destiny is start to start to mold your destiny. Start to mold where
Oh,
you're going and start to mold where you want to be.
yes, 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 yes. Um, I love that. There are two words: experiences and mold. You attract your experiences and you mold them by your feelings. And if people, this is why people fail to, this is what people fail to realize. You create everything in your life and you take full responsibility of that. That's what creates more optimism. You know, you talk about visionary and a goal per se. Think of it as a vacation that you're going on. We all have these pictures of this vacation that we want to go on, this and that. We get the program and the pamphlet and we do all the due diligence involved with it. And there's an outcome like, wow, we got to get to that outcome. Imagine that kind of feeling with your own dreams and desires and practicing that every day. Because, going on vacation, it's a month away. Okay, we're counting down the days, one, two, three. I mean, that same kind of optimistic view of life will deny you nothing more than more situations to match it. It's using the basic laws of the universe to create more in your life. It's having faith in whatever you're trying to have being you, practicing that every day, acting accordingly, and creating the right experiences to anchor that even more in your life. Go ahead.
Well, people wonder why I come up with corny statements like dancing with destiny. Dancing is enjoying it, it's savoring it, it's just letting it all hang out.
You're on point there tonight, Meatball. You are on. I mean, yeah, you're right. And you're creating everything. This is what should get you excited because you're creating your own experiences just by feeling the experience before it. And we have that amazing power tool. If you think of us, a lot of us, I used to play the victim and, living in this little 12 by 12 until I realized I could be the victor or the victim. Where am I residing in? Where am I living in? And what am I practicing every day of the experiences of where I'm living at? You can live in a total hellhole. I mean, there's so many authors that I've read throughout my own history, doing this, that have lived in the worst conditions, from prophets to sages to war veterans. I mean, who went through everything, but yet still in their mind, they knew they had a vision for the future. And what did they manifest from that? A direct requisite of what they're focusing on.
Well, it takes as much energy to be Debbie Downer as opposed to optimistic. People say
Mm,
if you need to be optimistic, that's a lot of work. Well, you put in just as much work to keep yourself down.
you're right. You're right. It's all effort, effort on everybody's part. I mean, I was reading some great statistics the other day and why people aren't reaching their so-called goals or whatever they're trying to have in life. If you break down your experience, your life as a pie, not a literal pie there, a meatball, but a pie, and you break
A
it down in
pizza pie.
categories, your dominant feeling of that pie is going to dictate your destiny because that's what you're feeling every day. But people say, wait, I want financial abundance, but only a third of their pie is feeling that throughout the day, whereas two-thirds of that pie is feeling lack. The more dominant feeling of lack is going to take over, no matter how optimistic you are. It may be digressing from the point that we're talking about, but I always focus on jump wholeheartedly into the pool. Don't put a toe in. If you're going to go for life, give it your all or don't give it at all. And a lot of people just want to do it, haphazardly. Like sometimes I put a show together haphazardly, and I tell people, I'm sorry, I tried. You got to realize your dominant feeling, your dominant that experience that you want in your life. You're going to manifest it, but it's got to be in every asset, every cell of your being. Is you got to embody the feelings of already having it before you indeed can have it.
That's why it's so important for many to journal. To honestly journal gives you a chance to review your day.
Hmm.
And you can score your day. What did I do for my goal? What did I do to uh, mess with my goal? And that exercise is a great exercise, but it would be a
Hmm.
daily task. How long does it honestly take you?
Me?
Yeah.
I about half an hour. And you bring up a great point because I'm just when I'm journaling every day, I'm just practicing the outcome before the outcome. And how am I doing that? Not with not being verbose on this yellow piece of paper. What I'm doing is I'm changing my belief system. What you constantly tell yourself is what you bring to yourself. And journaling to me is just affirmations of the situation, already having the situation. And there by there, I'm telling myself constantly of the situation that I want to create, whether it's a great day, better health, finances, whatever it might be. It's repetition. And this is what people fail to realize. Emotion is created in motion, indeed. The more you feel it, the more you bring it. Repetition is everything in your life. Whatever you're trying to have, be, and do, it's not just a physical, but it's more of a mental and emotional aspect anchored into your ability to create what you truly desire. Journaling just enhances that. It gets you in the mood, man. I mean, I get into it. I got the music in the background. I know it's my ritual. So, what kind of rituals are you creating every day to create the life that you want? And if your life isn't working out for you, or it's not the way you thought it would be, it's because of the way you thought it would be. You had this preamble of something not being right. Indeed, this is where journaling comes involved as well. Like you said, evaluate your verbiage. What are you thinking about all day long? Because from that thought, it's like looking in a mirror. If you frown in the mirror, life is going to frown back. What are you saying to yourself? What are you thinking to yourself? How are you feeling about yourself? That's the invisible reflection. That's the dominant feeling. That's what's causing the issues in your life.
No, absolutely. And we've spoken many times about why I use the face in the mirror technique, and I've used it for a long time. Uh, it's to set my day. It's basically a pep talk into the mirror,
Oh
reminding
yeah.
myself what I want to be accomplishing that day and reviewing what needs to be done. And then I go about my day. I've got to, that's part of my foundation for that specific day. And then
But to me,
at the end of the day, I review what I got accomplished.
now is this a constant process? Is my question.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what you've answered the question. I mean, really. I mean, that's what people got to feel to realize. They start in the morning positive. Woo! Oh, let's go have a day. They step out of the door, and it's the reality that they're used to. The whole point of this, you're creating a new reality, is what I mean. You're trying to anchor in a new reality that you want to bring to yourself. What do you have to do? You got to practice it. And
Well,
people fail
right.
to realize emotions and feelings are all practice experiences that you want to keep recreating, so it becomes from unnatural to a natural state of mind. And to me, like I said, it's a constant practice. I mean, to do that, and like I asked you, and you answered very well. You said it's a constant process, and then you did most importantly at the end of the day, you evaluate. Yeah, I've hit a lot of speed bumps, indeed. But to me, at the end of the day, truly, utterly grateful. I mean, to me, I can't tell you how many times I say thank you throughout the day. Just, not on a passive level, but an emotional level, saying, look, this is awesome. I'm creating the most amazing life right now in this second. Indeed, it may sound crazy to some people, indeed, and that's fine. But to me, I know what I'm creating, and more good energy can only create more good experiences. So the better the energy you have about yourself, the better energy you're emitting, the more life is going to respond to that because that's taking care of all that pie we were talking about, your dominant feeling. That's what we want to create.
Well, and we celebrate the moment. We celebrate the moment we're in and roll right into the next moment. And that's a mindset. I'm grateful to
Mm.
be here. I'm grateful to have any opportunity that's before me. I'm grateful for all the positive influences in my life. That's a mantra that I don't need to speak to myself.
Oh, it's fantastic. You brought up another great word, mindset. Success is a mindset before it can become a lifestyle. And whatever you do, whether it's good health, abundance, love, you have there has to become a dominating mindset you have to carry every day. And this is what changed me because you and I were taught to hustle and grind, bust our ass all day long, and maybe we'll get somewhere in life. It's put a lot of people 6 feet under, sadly. With the evolution now of the past 20 years of influencers and taking the library out of the library, putting it on the internet. Now, there's no excuse for anybody not to learn the quantum level of living. I mean, you're talking Christ consciousness here. You're talking in the way that was described in Scripture esoterically, so nobody can understand. This is what people need to grasp for themselves. We have the same power. We have the same power. They mention it in Scripture. They mention it in Proverbs. They mention it in every religious aspect or ism in some form or fashion in their own special way. When you get to the point of you're sick and tired of being sick and tired about why things are happening, know you have a power tool within you, but you have to keep using that power tool. You have to modify the power tool, upgrade it, and you have to work with it every day to anchor it in your thought process to create the lifestyle. It's not overwhelming. It should be enlightening to people, saying we have this amazing power. We are not doomed by our circumstances. We are doomed by focusing on what happened to us from those circumstances.
Well, and we should all take note that lots of special needs kids have the biggest smile on their face, and they
Mm,
have learned, they've been gifted to appreciate life. Not all, but
mm.
most. And
Everybody should.
and we
Everybody,
talk
we
about
all have a gift.
yeah,
Go
we
ahead.
talk about the power of or talk about understanding, right, Max? Yeah. Uh,
Get off his lap for crying out loud. He's busy right
quit
now, man.
quit yelling at him. Uh, he's just telling me I need to do something. No, we all have the power to understand. We just need to put the energy into it. And believe we
Oh,
can.
indeed.
We'll understand it in our own way, and that's the way it's going to help us.
Ah, yes. Great point. Our own way. We were taught one way, the other meatballs out there instead of our own way. That was the hardest thing for me because we are all unique. We are all different and special in our own special way. And indeed we learn in our own unique and special way. So don't let the world tell you got to learn a certain way, man. You really, I mean, this is why I left school because I didn't want to learn their way. I wanted to learn my way. I still got the same accreditations, but I did it my way. You start taking control of your life that way. You started creating the most amazing thing because your uniqueness is your energy. Indeed, how you feel about yourself is what you bring to yourself. You amplify that every day, and life can only show you more of that. Your mindset changes. You become this visionary of a future that will happen because you know it will. Faith is a strong word indeed. And those with faith know the outcome before the outcome is even there. True faith, mind you. So my question is, if you broke down your thoughts into a pie and wrote them down, whatever it is, journaling your most, the most thing that you thought about all day long. If you're truly honest with yourself, this is what people aren't. They're not truly honest with themselves because they don't believe it can be them. This is not me. Can I be a meatball 80% of the day? Yeah. And not even realize it because you've been anchored to be that meatball every day by your past experiences. You just unknowingly are living in them. So when you can grasp that and grasp your dominant thought every day, you realize what you're blocking and what you're attracting. And this is what people fail to realize. They think life is going to fix itself in a lot of ways. It's not. Until you fix your energy, you change your destiny from that.
Jerry, I think that's a good spot to put this one in the books. And if you ask me that question, what I would keep focusing on throughout my day is staying in the moment.
Yes. That's why they call it a gift, my friend. And people have to realize that that present moment is a creation.
Mhm.
So it's not just, that's why they call it a gift. It's to live in the optimistic and visionary mood of your desires in that moment, because the energy from that is going to create the next moment and the next moment and the next moment. Awesome show, man. Thank you.
All right, my friend. Hey, this has been Just in Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you Meatball Perspectives. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links provided in this videos. Read more. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.